Hello! So, today, I'm doing something special. So, what I'm doing today is I am going through one of my band, Queen Street's song. And what I am doing is I am telling you folks the story behind the song, how it came about, and, what other stuff that happened with this song. So, let's begin. The song I am looking at today is called Brushcut, which is named after one of my favorite mountains of all time. Now, the reason I named this song Brushcut is because I wrote this song this song is inspired about all the times I spent at Trouser Lake Campground in Eastman, Quebec, well, South Bolton. But it's only a 30-minute drive from where I'm located, and this was literally my second home for pretty much from age -1, 0.5, I don't know, to still to this day. I go every summer at least one weekend. But it was my second home up until about 13, 14, because we'd go every single weekend, and I'd spend pretty much my whole summer at Trouser Lake Campground. Now, I started writing songs fairly early on in my lifetime. Not too late, probably 14, 15, I started writing down some tunes. And this was one that I wrote all about my times at Trouser Lake Campground. So, what usually happens when I write a song is I kind of draw from wherever. And sometimes the songs are just kind of meaningless. Like, I write a song that doesn't necessarily mean those things to me. But this song has a lot of meaning for me because A, it's the first song that we as a band really worked on and put together. And B, it's a very personal song to me because, like I said, Trouser Lake Campground was my second home, basically. And this song makes me think of this all the time. So, we don't play it as much as we do anymore, but as we used to. But we still do play it once in a while. And so I'll play the song a bit more, let you hear some of the words, and I'll talk about the first verse. All right, so that was the first verse and chorus of this tune. So the first verse is all about the journey up to Trouser Lake Campground. So usually we would leave right after work. My parents would finish work and I'd finish school, and we'd leave pretty much always at that time. And obviously I wrote the song when I was young, so I was kind of writing the song to make it rhyme a bit and stuff like that. But the first two lines are riding on empty, taking my time. Obviously, I'm not driving, but when we drove up there, we were taking our time. We weren't in any rush because we had the whole weekend there. And we weren't necessarily riding on empty, but it sounded kind of cool. But riding on empty, taking my time, trying to make it before the sun dries. So what that means is we're in no rush, but we're trying to make it there before the sun goes down, so we can, set up the trailer, put up the gazebo, put up the umbrella, start the fire, maybe cook supper whenever time we were getting there. And that's basically where it comes from, is, trying to make it before the sun dries. It's trying to make it before the sun goes down, because when the sun goes down, it gets dark and it's kind of hard to see things. And then it goes into when I get there, the first thing I would always do there, even to this day, is I just get there and I stand there and I just take a breath. I take a breath in. The air there, I don't know. It's like I feel very connected to the place because I grew up like there every summer, and that's what I do. Take a breath. I look at the trees, and the trees are, it's a little weird, but look, they're looking at me, and I'm looking at you. I don't know. This was back when I was new at songwriting. I'm a little better now at putting songs together. But, we don't change the lyrics because that's when we made it like that. So we're not going to change the lyrics. You don't hear, Paul McCartney going back and rewriting his lyrics that she loves you, stuff like that. So basically, that's what I would do. We'd get there. I'd take a breath. I'd look at the trees and they're looking at me. And basically, that's it. So the chorus of the song was going down to the river. Now, there is a river that connects to the lake, but river sounded better with the rhyme scheme that I was using. So going down to the river, going down to the lake. So usually we'd go down to the lake because, that's the lake. Swimming all day, fires at night, making me feel all right. So that's literally what I did. Swimming all day with friends. Obviously, if it was raining, we'd play board games or, play in the trailer, do some random things. Play cops and robbers, and, we'd play a game called Guns, and we'd just run around with fake guns and pretend to shoot each other in the woods. It was fun. But yeah, that's pretty much what I did. Swimming all day, and then all night was fires, playing music, having, I didn't have drinks. My parents had drinks and stuff like that. And it made me feel great. So that's the first verse and the chorus of the song. So I'm going to play the second verse and the rest of the little bit of words I have for the chorus, and then I'll explain what happens after. Alright, so that was the next verse and the next chorus. Now, verse 2 goes, I arrived on Friday, we're leaving on Sunday. So that's usually how it went. My parents still work during the weeks, so when I was on summer vacation, I just chilled at home. But when Friday came, we were leaving, and we were coming back Sunday, depending if it was a long weekend, it was Monday, depending also if my parents had vacation, we'd spend 2-3 weeks there, even sometimes 4 weeks there. Sometimes I'd go up with another camping family member, as they're called. I had a couple camping grandmas, and I was what they call the breakfast hawk, I guess, because I'd go around to this trailer and have breakfast, and then I'd go down here and have breakfast, and then I'd go up there and have breakfast with another, because all my friends, I had a lot of friends up there, and yeah, so it was just fun. So we arrived on Friday, and we'd always leave on Sunday most of the time. Now, obviously, this line I wasn't doing as a kid. This was later on when I was still a teenager going, and still to this day. Drinking beer, there is no fear there. This place is just tranquil. There's no fear. There's you don't need to fear anything. All your problems and thoughts just go away. So there's no need to fear. Living life, quenching all desires. And that's literally what it is. For me, when I'm at Treasure Lake, I'm literally living life. Obviously, I'm living life, but I'm quenching the desires. My desire is to be by the lake, having fires, having music, playing music, having some beers, just enjoying swimming and stuff like that, boating, fishing. That is my desire, all my desires, and that's what I do there. I go there and I relax, and I just. All my desires are, achieved. And then it says, my own paradise by the open fire. So that's the last of the verse. So my own paradise by the open fire. That was literally my paradise as a kid. Plus, and when I go there now, it's just so nice. And it's just, and everyone I bring there is like, wow, this is a fantastic place. And everyone that I bring there ends up wanting to go again. So it is like my own paradise. It's not mine. I don't own it, but it's my little paradise that I like to go to, Trouser Lake. And then by the open fire, obviously, because it sounded cool with Desire, and I had to make it rhyme. Gotta make it rhyme somewhere. And then the chorus. You'll notice that the lyrics that Louis sings from the show we did. This is from a live show we did at the Big Little Barbecue Festival, which is also known as Fever Fest in 2018. This is a live recording. You can listen to it on Spotify. Go listen to it on Spotify. But yeah, you'll notice that Louis sings different words. Well, throughout the years and stuff like that of playing it, we've, he kind of just says what he wants for the chorus. Not that that's a bad thing. I love it. And, what he says there is going down to the river, going down tonight. Which is like, instead of saying going down to the lake, he says going down tonight, swimming all day, drinking all day, beers at night. Drinking all day, fires at night. So he kind of switches it up. The first one he did the normal chorus, but the second chorus he does differently. So the rest of the song is just a prolonged jam. So now what the idea was for this song. Now, most Queen Street songs, you'll hear this coming up. I'll do a couple of these because we have a couple tunes out there. So most Queen Street songs, how they kind of form is just jamming. We are a band that jams. And it's like, oh, that sounds cool. And then it becomes a song. We're like, oh, yeah. And then we add this, and then we add this. And then the next thing we know, we have a full song, and there's lyrics and everything. And this tune came together like that, Taylor came up with the doom on guitar, and I came in with the boom boom, and boom 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 boom, Dylan too, and we just kind of jammed like that. And then the next thing you know, I'm like, well, I have words to this, and then I didn't write the words after the piece there. We wrote the words. I wrote the words back then, and then we wrote the music together. And most of the Queen Street songs we release are like that. We write the music all together, and then there's different ideas from all of us, and then most of the lyrics are either written by me or Louis. And so this was one of the first tunes we really worked on. And so most of our songs consist of a really crazy jam session or section, or there's crazy guitar solo or something like that. So the rest of the tune, I'm going to lower it a bit, and I'm going to play it out when I continue talking. But the rest of the tune, how we designed it was kind of like the set closer. If they wanted an encore, we'd come out and play another one. But this kind of breakdown area, it's not a breakdown, but it's a cool down part. We're building it up a bit. We're building up. And basically, this was where usually Louis would, introduce the members of the band. We took time to do this, introduce the members of the band. On this version, we don't do it, and we kind of cut that out because now this song kind of appears in the middle of our set list, because now we have songs that are much better enders, much, more good ending songs. Whereas this used to be our ending song, so now we kind of modified it. We don't do it as long here. But, we build it up, we keep building it up, and yeah, I love this song. And then we jump into another chorus, and from there, Louis comes back in, going down to the river, and then Taylor does a ripping guitar solo at the end. Shout out to Taylor, love you, buddy. If you watch this, fantastic tune. Honestly, you're a fantastic guitar player, and everything you do on guitar just blows my mind. And I am so honored and privileged to be able to play with someone like you, because the guitar work that he does on tracks or live performances is where he shines. But we haven't done too much stuff in the actual studio, so I'll do another tune that we've actually done in the studio, and that solo is fantastic as well. Every solo Taylor does is fantastic. But, we work so well together, and, our tunes just kind of come together in a way that is so natural. It's not forced pounding the song. We got to get it perfectly right, if you watch as you can tell, this was the ending song for a while. Probably in 2018, this was... We usually like to debut new songs at Fever Fest, which we're playing at again this year. So July 23rd, if you're not busy and you're in the Eastern Township area, come up to Mason Manor. I don't know, it's on Glenday Street, for those who know. But come on out. It's a great time. There's bands all weekend. But we usually debut a new song, and we are working on a new song for this. But that's it. We finished it off with a big, like we always do. We finish a lot of our tunes though. Bam! Oh, that's a little preview to another song. We'll save that for another day. But yeah, so that's the story behind Brushcut. So yeah, Brushcut is actually the mountain right next to the campground, and there was a climbing trail where you could leave the campground. It was just down the street a bit, and then it was owned, like the trail that we'd take was owned by the owners of the campground, and there's a nice peak, and up top the peak I have photos from it, and you'll see right here the view is fantastic, and you can see the lake down below, and if you look a certain way you can see the campground as well. So that's, that view is where, like, that view is Brushcut, and that's where the name of the song came from. So just needed to add that in there. That's the story of how we developed it. We came up with it. It's a very natural process for us. We jam. That sounds cool. We like it. We work on it. We piece it together. I throw on some lyrics I wrote, or me and Louie write lyrics on the fly, or we go with the flow, and next thing you know, we have a song. And next thing you know, we have the song Brushcut. So this is the original, these are rewritten, obviously, but these are the original words of the tune. The original words are like long gone. They were on a scrap piece of paper, and I have a whole book here, literally a whole book full of songs and lyrics, some that are not made yet, some that are made. But that is the story behind the song Brushcut. So thank you for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too boring, but I think it's kind of cool there, analysis of a song that we developed, that I developed and we developed, and the lyrics came from, and it's a personal song to me because Trouser Lake, it's the greatest campground in the world. So if you want to go to Trouser Lake, I'll post some links and stuff down there if you want to go to Trouser Lake. I honestly recommend it. Fantastic place, cheap, beautiful place to go for a weekend. Bring your kids, bring your dog, bring your whoever. It's a wonderful time. And go listen to our my stuff and my band stuff, our stuff, on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, all of them. All the streaming platforms, we are on all of them. So go check us out, Queen Street. Look it up. That is QUEENST. So it's Queen Street. Go check it out on Spotify and all those other streaming platforms. And thank you for watching. Peace. Enjoy the video, and see you next week. Oh, remember to like, follow, subscribe.